Hi everyone, we're back today to talk more about Kate's journey and something that her mum wants you to think about that you wouldn't know for yourself, but it's something that we call an addictive gene. Let's hear more about that.
There is such a thing as an addictive gene, and top universities around the world have proved that you have an addictive gene or you don't. And the sad thing is that nobody knows whether you have one or not until you've actually either picked up that first alcoholic drink or the first dacha or cigarette or whatever, and you just get hooked onto it. And sadly, as I say, you don't know that you've got it until you actually start using. And that's the problem, how people become addicts or alcoholics.
So, guys, we never know that about ourselves, and there are a lot of addictive substances out there. We know that caffeine is addictive, that nicotine inside cigarettes is addictive. We know about that alcohol is addictive, and of course, drugs are addictive, and that's why they're extremely addictive, which is why they are illegal still. But you don't know if your body is going to react in an extreme way. So how would you describe what an addiction is? Because the addictive gene means you've got a higher potential of becoming an addict if you use any substance, even once, they say. But what is an addiction? How would you describe it after watching your child, your very own child, go through an addiction? What is it?
Initially, you start using and you think you're going to be able to give it up anytime you want to, but it doesn't happen like that. The more you use, the less you can stop using.
So what happens to a person, like, what did Kate ever sort of describe? What did it feel like to have an addiction? What does it mean? What does it feel like?
She realized she did have an addictive gene when she got older, but the sad thing is you've pulled the trigger and it's very difficult to walk away from using or drinking or whatever other addiction you have.
So is it that your body constantly gives you a
Craves.
sense, yeah, a sense that you have to have it again?
Yes, because you crave it.
Okay.
You get the cravings that you have to have dacha or whatever you're using. But as I said, everybody just about starts on dacha and then it just gets stronger and stronger until in the end, heroin or ketamine has got you in its grip, and you can't walk away from it unless you have a very strong personality. Katie tried. She went to rehabs, and she would come back and she wouldn't use for up to a year sometimes. And then she would bump into an old druggy friend, and then the whole cycle would start again, using and then back to rehab.
Sure, so it really is a cycle, and it's a very, very difficult cycle to break. And some people have broken free, but it's statistically not very
Not
common.
high.
No, and especially once you hit the harder drugs. Um, And what do you have? Do you remember at all how long it was between her needing to use drugs? Could she go a week, 2 weeks? How long was
Once
the gap?
when she went back to, she'd go to rehab, and the shortest time she was ever in rehab was 6 months.
Okay.
And then it would be up to almost a year before she started using again. And as I say, she'd get lonely because her old friends had all disappeared. And she would bump into a druggy friend or they would phone her, and then the cycle would start again. And many a time, Katie would weep with me and say, "This isn't what I want to be. I don't want to be this person. I don't want to use drugs."
Sure, guys, there's a message for us all. Nobody wants to be in that position. Nobody sets out at a
Mm-mm.
party when they're 13, 14, 15 years old and just trying to have some fun, thinking that that's where they're going to end up 10 years later, is crying over the life that they could have had and didn't have because of these things. You
Because
don't know.
you always think it's someone else who's going to end up in on the street or whatever, I think initially you never think it's going to be you. It's always going to be your friend or somebody else that you don't know. But as I said, if you've got that addictive gene, you haven't got much of a chance.
And guys, just to reiterate, Kate was a very strong person. If someone can train hours and hours a week, she was very competitive.
Mm,
She was excellent. She applied herself properly in life, and so it's not a weakness of personality or character that's at play here. It's much deeper than that, and something that you don't know will take you and grip you. So we just hope that if any of you are battling at the moment, please reach out for help.
talk to somebody.
Do not stick in this place. Do not stick there because you need help. Kate needed help and she had the help of her parents and other people around her, but it's not a journey you can walk alone. So reach out for help now.